just recently, I remember that people were complaining about the Switch 2's LCD situation, and I haven't read too much on it, but it seems very unfortunate that that's happening. There you go. I'm looking at it right now on the actual screen. That seems to be a really good thing to talk about super quickly. So let's go in and actually read that stuff. So here I'm here at Kotaku, and I'm gonna check this stuff here. Uh, okay, all right. Let's talk about why some folks are really unhappy with the Switch 2 screen. Okay, are there actual problems? Spoiler alert. Yeah. Ever since we learned the Switch 2 would have an LCD screen instead of a fancier OLED panel, discourse around Nintendo's latest console has often turned sour when it comes to its display. Of course, once folks were able to get the new hardware in their hands, Switch 2 revealed itself to be packing an impressive, bright, and vibrant LCD. I mean, that's good. Those do exist. They're still not as great as the fancy OLED, but liquid crystal display tech is still more than capable of meeting and exceeding expectations for producing a quality image in 2025. Before I move forward here, I just want to say that I wasn't really a believer of the OLED screen, excuse me, until I bought one. Basically, I gave my wife and I gave our niece my old Switch, and it was an excuse for me to buy an OLED Switch. Yeah, it is very vibrant. I'm not too picky about like screen clarity and stuff like that, but holy crap, how can I guess like the only way to describe it really is that sometimes I look at that thing and I forget that I'm looking at a handheld device, and it almost feels like a 60-inch television near you. If that makes any sense. The LCD one is fine. Just reminds me of like old laptops, but you know, I don't know, it's not a big issue really, but definitely a big upgrade. All right, so controversy over the Switch 2's display has emerged, this time wielding scary terms like ghosting and refresh rate. Critics as critiques spread, asserting that fast-paced games look blurry in motion, and concerns arise from some arguing that HDR display packed in the Nintendo's new hybrid console isn't really HDR. I thought they mentioned that already, that it's just artificial HDR. It's like was it like DLSS? I guess DLSS is just upscaling to 4K. But I would think that maybe other enhancements are artificial at this point. Should you regret your decision to buy a Nintendo Switch 2? Probably not. I wouldn't know. I don't have one. It's really all just one picture at a time. But very fast. Okay. I'm gonna skip a little bit of stuff here because this seems to be just a lot of fluff and a lot of technical stuff. What I am gonna say here is that the sad part about this is that the Switch 2 is marketed as an upgrade. So the fact that we have these conversations right now, to a certain degree, I understand the community. But we also know that the community is sometimes really savage in terms of, I don't know, their expectations, and you know, you let them down with one little thing and then everybody just blows apart. But I kind of get it, and it's kind of sad that this is the current conversation. So 120 hertz refresh rate, like for the normal consumer, would people really, you know, ask about 120 hertz refresh rate? Like a mom buying it for their children, right? Or like a not so tech savvy dad. They're just gonna, it's just gonna be like, hey, is this the new one? Is this a Switch 2? um Objectively, the Switch 2 screen might have some shortcomings, but your experience with it is subjective. It is subjective. I mean, the point that it's all technically, they're talking about, all of this stuff in a level of technicality when they were trying to market the Switch 2. It seems very obvious that the target market is I guess like current owners, above than average technical users, right? Like I feel like the fact that they had to go through a lot of these technical details, this is, like a lot of the other stuff of technical enhancements of other things of this Switch. There's bound to be a lot of expectation that almost everything about that thing has improved, especially with the most important part of it, which is the screen. And like you play the video game with the screen. It's called a video game. So I don't know, like I get the community. You make sure the screen looks great before everything else. But I guess they focused on magnets. But I'm very, very excited about those magnets. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't have a Switch 2. One last thing here that I'm reading here also is that okay, it's one thing that you have a lot of technical improvements and then you share that with, the public. And then you announce really intensive games, like hardware intensive games that have been running very well on other different platforms, given that you have some level of portability with like Hitman, Cyberpunk 2077. I still can't believe that thing runs on that thing. And yeah, of all the things that they would announce, and Elden Ring, stuff like that, those things carry with them the expectation that y'all gonna look at that screen and say, oh yeah, it looks good enough for the handheld because I can bring it and I can play under the sun. Yeah, so again, I get the community. It's probably subjective. But for those who are super disappointed, I guess y'all gonna have to wait for 4 more years or something for a probable OLED experience. Anyway, I mean, they haven't even changed the Joy-Con sticks yet. We still have Joy-Con drift apparently. Nintendo, a company I love to hate. Everybody loves to hate. Yeah, Nintendo puts out the best things, and then also Nintendo puts out the most questionable things. Final word on this: I still like this company. Sometimes it's just like, sometimes it's a compromise. Anyway, I heard a lot of the other games are spectacular in this console, especially for the Switch 1 ports, and they are upgraded, like Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Odyssey, Kirby, stuff like that. I am very, very interested to know, and I think I am saving my experience for revisiting Bayonetta 3 on the Switch 2. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Switch 2 in the coming weeks, months, years, probably. All right, that's been Talk Now, Think Later. Let's get on to the game. Still don't know how to end these things. I'm leveling. It's like an RPG. I'm leveling up very slowly, and getting actual good intros and outros. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned.